we're going to draw our basic forms, and they're pretty easy to do. And just so you know, you're going to skip the cube. Okay, we're not going to draw a cube today. I will show you how to do that in the future when we learn about perspective. We'll start with a sphere. It's probably the easiest one because a sphere is basically a ball. And so we have to start it by simply drawing a circle. Okay, remember we draw very loose. And try not to draw something just in one straight outline because it's very hard to do that. And then once we find the lines that we like, we darken up those lines. And then you'll have like a pretty good circle. Okay, now awesome, we have a circle, and the circle is still a shape because it's flat. So we need to make this look three-dimensional, and the way that you do that is just by adding a little bit of value. So we'll add a little cast shadow, which is easy to do. Just a little bit of shading. And now it kind of looks like it's sitting on a surface. I'm just shading it from left to right. Okay, and I can add more shading onto the sphere also, but I will teach you how to do that in like probably 4 weeks. Now, cone is another one of your basic forms. Think of like an ice cream cone or a traffic cone, an orange cone, something like that. It's very simple to do. I'll show you how to do it 2 ways. First, pretend like you're starting to make a triangle. Awesome. Okay, very good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to finish it off with a little curved line that just bubbles out very slightly. Okay, just like that. And then if we want to have a cone that's upside down and it looks like we can fill it with ice cream, we'll start with a shape called an ellipse, which is just like a really thin circle. Like that. And then finish it off like that with basically like a V, okay? Now a cylinder, cylinders get tricky. Cylinders are, if you look around, a lot of the world is made up of cylinders. Your fingers are made up of cylinders. Your wires are made up of cylinders, okay? And the tricky part with cylinders, the way that people do it wrong, this is a wrong way to do it. They think of a cylinder and they immediately remember that the top is a perfect circle and that it's got its sides and everything. So they're like, okay, a cylinder, I know how to draw that. And their brain takes over and they go, okay, it's a circle on the top, and then that's the sides of it. And they do that. And does that look like a cylinder that we're looking at right here? No. Okay, I'll show you an easy way to do this. Now, yes, the top of a cylinder is a circle, but it only looks like a circle when we're looking directly at it from above like that. Typically, we see cylinders like bottles and stuff like that sitting on surfaces, kind of like that. So the circle gets tipped over and it becomes an ellipse. That thin circular shape, that's called an ellipse, just like we did on the cone. So we'll start with that. Okay. The sides of the cylinder are just straight lines. Okay. And then here's where people go wrong again. They go, okay, and the bottom sits flat on a surface, so boom. Okay, now that's wrong. That's wrong. It's a wrong way to do it because guess what? The bottom of the cylinder is also circle, and when it gets tipped back and forth and stuff, it's got a rounded bottom to it. So we have to get rid of that terrible line that we just drew. And the bottom of the cylinder is also curved. The way to know how curved to do it, you might be like, oh, it's a curved line. Okay, great. Okay, that still looks weird. So here's how to get it right. The bottom curve of this cylinder should match the curviness of that line right there. So this is a slight, subtle, curved line, and I have to match that same curve. There we go. And now it looks a lot better. Okay, and you can do cylinders other ways too. You can do them on their sides. Okay, do a nice ellipse like that. 2 straight lines. And then again, the curve of the edge, okay, matches the curve of the bottom edge, just like that. Okay, and that's a cylinder. In this practice area, you're going to do the scarecrow drawing that I'm putting into the slides. So good luck with that.